beautiful people, it's Bridget. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all having an awesome day. In today's video, I'm gonna go ahead and comment on my hair color because I know it looks different, but it's just in the in-between stage. Before I dye over it, it's not staying. I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, it's cute, because I agree, but it's just an in-between stage. It'll be a different color next time you see me, or possibly the next time after that. I don't know. So today we're going to do a video all about my foundations. We're going to talk about my entire foundation collection. We're going to do a little mini review of each one, and without any further ado, let's jump to the video. Alright guys, as always, all Make Balance channel is cruelty free, and so is everything I'm mentioning in today's video. Also, excuse my hair color and this little red spot on my chest. I don't know what happened about that, but let's get started because I feel like this is a pretty straightforward video. I just did one of these on primers, so if you are interested in my primer collection as well as what I think about the primers that I own, I will leave a video linked down below. And if any of these foundations have their own dedicated video, I will link those reviews down below as well if you want to learn a little bit more about them. So let's get started. The first one that I see here is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define foundation. I did do a video on this and the concealer, but I didn't like the quality of the video, so I didn't post it. But this is the packaging. It's like a nice frosted glass, and I have the shade F1, which is their lightest shade. I like this foundation a lot. I really like the big fat applicator and like the noise it makes, like the, I don't know, I feel like that's very satisfying when you put it back in. I don't know, I really like that for some reason. But I like the ginormous applicator. It makes it so easy to just go on the face and apply it. I do not think this is the most long-wearing thing. That's what I would say about this foundation. It is a very affordable foundation. I believe it's $12. But it doesn't wear for more than about 4 hours before it starts breaking up on certain parts of the face. It doesn't look that great after many hours. But if you're just running out doing some errands, you're going to go like get some groceries, drop the kids off at school, it'll definitely work really well. The coverage is quite nice. It is a medium coverage foundation, about a semi-matte finish, and yeah, it's pretty nice. It's just not very long wearing. The next foundation is one that grew on me very quickly because I was kind of pessimistic about it at first, but now I really love it, and I get so many compliments when I go out in public wearing this foundation. Like, oh, your skin looks so nice. Like, oh, thank you. It's fake, but thank you. So this is the Makiage foundation. A lot of people don't like this foundation. I do think this is like a every person's experience with it kind of foundation. I love the frosted glass packaging. I think it's very nice, but I also have huge issues with the packaging because it's a little bit of a pain in the butt to use this thing. The pump came broken on this thing, and then when I remove the cap, a spring comes out, reveals another cap that I have to pull off to get to the pump, which doesn't work most of the time. Let me retrieve the spring. Okay, so yeah, I use this thing and then I gotta put the first cap back on it, the spring back on it, and then the cap on it again. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt. Other than that, though, the finish of the foundation itself is beautiful. It is a full coverage foundation. I'm not sure if I would recommend this to someone with like deathly dry patches. I have dry skin myself, and if I notice I have a really dry patch on my skin, you can see that with this foundation. If you have oily skin, I think it'd be absolutely fine. If you have combination skin, I think it'll be fine as well. I have dry skin. It looks good on me, except if I have something really flaky. You know, that doesn't look great. But other than that, this finish is so beautiful. It is definitely more on the matte side. I just love it, and I have the shade 010 or the shade 10 if you want to think about it that way. Next up is one that's relatively new to me, and I just posted a full review on, so I'll leave that video linked down below for you. But this is the Milk Makeup Foundation. I've been wearing this almost every day since I got it. I'm really in love with it. It's such a beautiful matte foundation that doesn't cling to any dry patches. It doesn't get really weird after a long period of time. It wears beautifully. It kind of does sit on top of the skin, but it looks so pretty anyways. I'm really into it. I would just be careful about this. Just shake it up every time you use it. You're supposed to shake up foundations when you use them anyways, but one day I did not shake this up. I just kind of put it on a beauty blender and like some oils came out. So definitely make sure you're going to shake this up before you use it. Other than that though, very beautiful, and I really like the packaging too. Next up is a foundation that I love dearly, and every time I mention this product, I'm like, I'm almost out. I need to get another one, but I haven't done it yet, and I haven't used it lately because I'm scared I will use it one more time and it will be gone. And then I can't afford another one because it's still $40, I think. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation in the shade 0.5. I live for this packaging. It's super cute. You can see I'm up to here on it right now. I'm keeping it just in case of emergencies. I have like one good wear out of it. It's such a beautiful finish. It is very pale. I do have to bronze my skin a little bit after using this foundation, but it's so pretty. Like, it wears so nicely. It is more of a matte finish. But overall, it's so nice. I really love this foundation. Like, go to Sephora, get a sample of it. It's so good. Next up is one I'm not crazy about, and I'll tell you why. So this is the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Foundation in the shade 106A Light Ivory. It's pretty tan on me. It's a little bit weird. But this is a decent drugstore foundation that I would only recommend if you use a brush, I think. The finish is very nice. I don't think it wears very well, but it is a very affordable foundation, and I don't expect like amazing quality out of it or anything. It comes with a little puff in here, but I don't use the puff because it'll get all dirty, and then I'm putting a dirty puff back in my makeup thing, and that doesn't seem very sanitary. And then you open it up under here, and here is the cushion foundation. I believe I reviewed this when it first came out. You guys, it's a pretty finish, I guess. It's way better than that Photo Focus foundation from Wet n Wild. It just, I can't use it very, I don't like to use a brush. Like, I'm gonna start trying to use brushes more for foundation. But this thing soaks into your sponge. Like, if you put your beauty blender in here, your beauty blender is unusable. And it also get all over your hands if you touch the other side of your beauty blender. It just makes a huge mess. It soaks all into the sponge. It transfers everywhere. I'm not into it. I'm not into it at all, but it's not a bad looking finish. Next up is one that came with controversy when it got launched, and I'm not sure if the shade range is better now. I don't know. But this is the Bounce Foundation from Beauty Blender. I talked about this several times on my channel. I love this applicator. Like, this little packaging. It's so nice. It's so innovative. It's so like nothing else on the market. I really like how innovative this packaging is, and I like just how it looks in general, and the fact that you can lock it. This is the shade 1.20, which is too dark for me, so I can mix it if I want to wear it, or I can possibly just buy the correct shade for me. But it's a beautiful, beautiful finish. Like, if they have one for your shade, and I really hope it's inclusive now, please, Beauty Blender. It's just so beautiful. Like, it wears so nicely on the skin. I really like it. A lot of people don't like this foundation. I personally love it. It is at Sephora. Again, go ahead and get a sample. It's so nice. Like, it wears well. It's like a little bit of a dewy finish. It's nice, especially for someone like me who has dry skin and so many foundations are matte. I like a dewy finish that doesn't get really gross within a couple hours, and this stays really pretty and satiny. Alright, while we're talking about controversies, let's talk about the other one that had a really bad shade range last year, and this is the Tarte Shape Tape Foundation. This is the matte version, and I have the shade Fair Neutral. It's a decent foundation. It's not one of my favorites. I can't tell you the last time I reached for it. I do like the big fat applicator, just like the Makeup Revolution one. I like the big fat wand. It's so easy to use. And it has like a, I don't know, it has a little bit of a weird fragrance to this one. I tried the hydrating version as well. I didn't keep it. It just wasn't for me. But it's okay. It's better for people who have more oily skin. I'd say it's very matte. It's a little bit hard to blend, but it does look pretty on the skin. It's just not my favorite thing ever. Next up is the improvement to the Shape Tape Foundation, which I just posted a review of, and you guys, you have to watch the review of it. Like, I was so happy to post that video, honestly. So this is the new Tarte Face Tape Foundation. It's my new favorite foundation. That's all. I don't even want to, I just posted the video. You guys know what I think about it. It's so beautiful. Like, after 8 hours of wear, I still felt like my makeup, well, other than my concealer, which didn't look that great, looked really good. Like, this was so nice. It was such a nice surprise, especially since I'm kind of like about the original Shape Tape Foundation, like formula wise. It's so good. And they released 50 shades, which makes it kind of shows me that they learned from their past mistakes with that last shade range. Like, don't make that mistake again. I'm really into it. This is so nice. Now, since I keep saying go get a sample, I've actually only had one Sephora sample ever, and it's this one right here, and I've really been loving it. And this is the Huda Beauty foundation. It's really nice. This is the shade Angel Food. This is all I have to show you. I've used it 3 times so far, and I still have a lot left in this little container, so a little bit is going a long ways for me. Like a little dab spreads out over my cheeks. It's so nice. It's very full coverage. I can see how it could get cakey if you really pack it on, but it's so beautiful. And I know, okay, so every time I talk about something Huda, a lot of you guys give me crap in the comments section, like, Huda's not cruelty-free, they sell mink lashes. They're still cruelty-free. There are a lot of cruelty-free brands that sell mink lashes. As long as I'm not buying the mink lashes, the makeup products themselves are not tested on animals. So that's good. Even companies like P. Louise, who sells like the eyeshadow bases and stuff, they sell mink lashes. As long as I'm not buying the eyelashes, the cosmetic makeup beauty products are not tested on animals, so they're still considered cruelty-free. But I don't know. I'm really loving this foundation. It's so nice. I'm just worried that I'll buy the full size and hate it, because so many people don't like it. So if you guys like it, please let me know down below. Or if you don't like it, please let me know, because it's an expensive foundation and I don't want to break down and buy it if it's not good, you know? Next up is a foundation I recently tried. It's not the worst thing ever, but I don't see myself reaching for this ever. This is the Moira foundation, the Complete Wear foundation in the shade 100 Light Ivory. It's a decent looking finish. It's very nice looking finish until you walk outside and it oxidizes on you a lot. It's really pretty. Like, I really like the finish. I think it's really beautiful. It's a little bit too dark for me, but that's not the point. But then you walk outside and it oxidizes 4 shades too dark, and then I'm like, oh no, it was a little bit tan, but I could have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you pesky sunlight and your oxidation. I actually don't know if it's the sun that oxidized it or not. But anyways, it oxidized on me. I'm not a fan, but they do have other products in the line. But in like their blue brow pomades and stuff, like there's some hope for Moira Cosmetics. I just hope they fix this foundation a little bit, because I looked really tan in the face and nowhere else that day. Next up is 2 stick foundations. So the first one here is the Colourpop stick foundation. I love it very much. I'll show you how much I have left after using it. Maybe about 6 times, 7 times. This is how much I have left. It's a pretty decent amount of product in here. I really like the color. This is Fair 07N, so I have a neutral undertone. And I think it's really nice foundation. It blends really easily. Like, for stick foundations, sometimes they can be too thick or too hard to blend. This blends so nicely and doesn't lose any coverage. Sometimes you blend a stick foundation out, it kind of just goes into your sponge. This really does spread out quite nicely and doesn't soak into the sponge too much. So I love this, and it's only $12. And the other stick foundation I have is from Makeup Revolution, and this is the shade F1. Just like the other Makeup Revolution foundation I talked about earlier, I have the same shade. This is how much I have in here, and I've used this a lot. It's like, I mean, obviously you can see because there's only a nub left. This is one of my favorite foundations for filming an Instagram video and being done. If I'm not doing anything else, I'm doing something small, like an Instagram tutorial. It might take me an hour and a half to record. This is the perfect foundation for it. It's really easy to apply. It is not very good for going out. If you're going to FaceTime your boyfriend or something, great foundation choice. But if you're going out and about doing errands and stuff, it's one of those that you touch and it's kind of not transfer proof. I think it's a beautiful finish. It looks a very nice semi-matte dewy-ish kind of foundation. Like, it's kind of whatever you want it to be. You want it to be dewy, don't powder it. It looks beautiful as a dewy foundation. You want it kind of matte, powder it, but it's still not transfer proof. It's not my favorite in the world, but I find myself reaching for it a ton because it's affordable. I can use it a ton if I want to and not feel too bad about wasting makeup. And then 2, because it comes off really easily. Like, it's not transfer proof, and then when you use a makeup wipe on it, like, that sucker's gone. Like, your face is clean in a second with this foundation. So it has its pluses, it has its negatives. Overall, the finish of itself looks really nice. Okay, so I forgot I have another stick foundation, and this one is my least favorite foundation that I own, I think, even after the Moira one. Like, the Moira one's better than this one. This is the Pure. I don't know, it just says Pure, it doesn't say the type of stick on it. This is the shade Porcelain. It looks like this. I hate it. I really wanted to like it, because, like, I've been kind of optimistic about stick foundations. I don't even know how to... Yeah, I've only used this twice, and I hate it so much. Like, it does not want to blend. It's one of those really dry formulas. It doesn't want to blend. I don't find the coverage amazing. And with how hard it is to blend, it was really hard to get a nice finish out of it without leaving like some kind of like struggle streak on my face. I really didn't like it at all. Even with a really moisturizing primer underneath, which I tried the second time just to give it like something to move on, it's not my favorite. And then the finish looked really dry. I can't with this. I don't like it. I'm sorry, Pure. Like, there's nothing against you. It's against this. This is like in the very back of my foundation drawer. This is the third time I'm filming this video. Like the first time, I didn't like the quality of it. Again, I missed one and I forgot about this one. And then the second time the mic was out. So third time, finally here to tell you, I don't like this foundation. Next up is one from BH Cosmetics, and this is something I used to reach for a lot. I've not reached for it all lately, honestly, but this is the Naturally Flawless foundation in the shade 201 Ivory. This is a really nice foundation. It reminds me so much of the Milani 2-in-1 concealer and foundation thing. It is $9, I believe, for this foundation, and I believe it's $9 for the Milani one as well. If you have the Milani one, it's like the exact same formula almost. This one's just a little bit less dewy. I really like this foundation overall for the price. It's quite nice. I've used quite a bit of it, but it does kind of break up on me in there. So I think it's about time for me to part ways with this. I would say I've had it for maybe about 7 or 8 months before it started kind of the formula breaking up on me in there. So it lasted about the same as Milani too, because the Milani one kind of broke up on me after a while. So yeah, pretty nice foundation if you find yourself interested in it. There's not that much of a shade range to it, but it's a nice foundation nonetheless. Next up is from Colourpop, and this is the Colourpop Original No Filter Foundation. This is the liquid version. We talked about the stick. It's also $12, and this is in the shade Fair 10. I really love this foundation so much. Like, it is more of a light medium coverage. I don't really get full coverage out of this foundation, but it leaves a nice kind of satiny finish on the skin. This is my second bottle. I'm into it. It's really nice. And lastly, we have one of my favorite foundations that I've ever tried, and I guess is like, it's top 4 foundations for me that I own. This is the Too Faced Born This Way. The first 2 times I tried to buy this foundation, they did not have my shade. But earlier this year, I would say back in May, they finally released a lighter shade called Cloud. And this is Cloud. It is so pretty. So this is just a beautiful foundation. It says medium to full coverage. I would consider it more of a medium, but it is buildable, but it can get a little bit cakey. I love this foundation. The packaging is nice. I'm just honestly relieved I finally found a shade that's not yellow on me. It's so nice. Like most Too Faced foundation shades, whether you're on the fair spectrum, they're a little too yellow, and if you are on the deeper complexion, I hear so many people saying they're like a little too warm for them. But like, it's a kind of a weird shade range with Too Faced. They finally released this shade. I'm happy with the finish. It's so beautiful. It wears really well. And when I go to like events and stuff, I guess, or like I go to out and about to do something important, I usually wear this or the Makiage foundation. But yeah, it's nice. Alright guys, so I feel like I've said the same words over and over again, and I don't know how many times I've said I don't know in this video. I feel like it was a lot. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Please let me know your favorite foundation in the comments section down below. For me, I'm kind of living for the Milk Makeup one and the Face Tape right now. Like, they're so nice. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't before. Thanks. Bye.